What is up, everybody? It is Tog here, and welcome back to some more Far Cry 5. Today we are going to be taking on Lorna's rest stop, and we drove by it the other day, and today we're just going to take it out. But this may seem like a different piece of attire that I'm wearing, and it's because I'm representing the Euro 2024 Germans men team, but this was the jersey that the women wore in the Olympic Games that I'm watching right now. So I know in the past, if you're familiar with this channel, you have seen that I tend to upload things at different rates that I record them. So today is August 1st of 2024, and sorry, this is the first time I've ever had my phone on the table and it's distracting me, so bad move. But I do have a couple of things I want to briefly discuss about my allegiances in terms of sports. But first, let's see how far away Lorna's truck stop is. It's kind of nearby. We could get Boomer, but we'll save that for next time, so let's just walk there. But first, it would probably be good to read that, wouldn't it? Like we usually do. Eden's Gate has taken all the gas from this location and is running their convoys through here. Let me just... No, I don't want anybody in my roster. Thanks for the help, Sharky. And we still are, Herc. Don't even worry about it. Maybe by the time we get there, it will be daytime. Herc has a little bit of detachment difficulties. I don't blame him for that, given his past. He seemed to have a very good relationship with his mother, I think. At least that's what the tattoo on his shoulder gives me the implication of. But he lives here in Montana with his dad, who he doesn't seem to have the best relationship with at the Fort Drubman. But I've already finished all of his missions. He's apparently running for office, and he has some pretty extreme political views, so I'm sure that can't be too easy. And he's going through a difficult divorce, so maybe... I'm sure Herc is definitely in conflict. And yeah, apparently his dad doesn't like to take him hunting because he's too loud, and it seems like he likes to go hunting, so I'm happy I got to take him hunting for a little bit, but I gotta deal with my own endeavors right now. So I just completed watching the USA versus Belgium game, USA women's basketball, and it was kind of interesting because I don't know if they're really used to having an audience like that is so against them, because France is pretty close to Belgium, and I guess it's a sport that's picking up steam, so they seemed pretty... Good thing we killed all them zombie freaks. There's a DLC I'm pretty sure that's to do is... Alright, Herc, seriously, dude? Like, are you following me? Because, like, you need to go, dude. Like, oh, okay. That makes sense. He somehow snuck back into my roster. That dude's crazy. Anyway, yeah, but I was definitely rooting for the women a lot, and I noticed that allegiance, and I root for the men as well. But it was interesting because it gave me some time to reflect on things, because if you may not be that familiar because I deleted the videos off my channel, but they're still in my archives. I completed a FIFA series on FIFA 21 that had women's soccer on it for the first time, I think, maybe ever, or at least in my experience. And so I completed a tournament as them, and I ended up losing to the American women because they're just like really freaking good in the final. But it was pretty good, it was pretty fun. But I know, like, why do I have a German jersey, right? And the reason for that is I think Germany is my adopted sport allegiance team. My parents are both from Colombia. They grew up there in Colombia, the Spanish one, not the District of Columbia or like the university, I guess. It's spelled with an O. Both of them were from Colombia, but before I was born, they immigrated into the United States. So the US is definitely my mother country, but I guess you could say that Colombia is my father country. So those have definitely been my allegiances. And the first World Cup I really saw for soccer, I'm speaking of now, was in Brazil, I think it was. Yeah, it was in Brazil. And they did really well. James Rodriguez won the Golden Boot, but you know, individual awards, as we see, don't always win you the championship. In fact, it often does not. He won it most recently as here, the player of the tournament for the Copa America, where they lost in the final to Argentina. But that tournament, I was really upset because in the semis, they lost to Brazil, and I was watching it on like a watch party, and it was just really heartbreaking. I was wearing a Colombian jersey, which I still have, but every time I wear it, they always seem to lose. So until they win when I'm wearing that jersey, I can't get another jersey. But I really liked the way that Germany took care of business with Brazil and I guess it was a quarterfinal. Yeah, it's around a 16. What the fuck is that? Is that a friendly? It's a friendly. Cool, that might help. I really like the way that they took out Brazil after they beat Colombia in a fashion that I wasn't very happy with. I thought they were a little eager, and I get that they thought they were better than us, and they were better than us, so I can't really get mad about that. And it's difficult when you're supporting a team because you can't influence the outcome. Unless you're there, maybe you can, but when you're outside looking in, it's really difficult to influence the outcome. But I was really happy for that, and then in the final, they were playing Argentina, and I guess I had the option to root for another South American country. Dang, I guess I don't even know if I have to take this out. Someone's helping me from the sky. But I wasn't like that. I'm a bit of a sore loser in certain aspects, so I'm okay with if I want to be the best team in South America, it would look a little better if another South American team lost. It's a little bit more complicated when it's the Copa America, because then they're all South American, except for most recently where the North American teams are joining in as well. I don't believe I have any special arrows. I have no explosive arrows, but I do have... No, that's all I got. Let's see. Why is Faith talking? Aren't I in Jacob's region? Or in John's region? Oh, I did John's region yesterday. Okay, yeah. Today's Christmas Eve, by the way, that I'm uploading this. So, we'll listen to Faith for a little bit while I finish up my story. Maybe I'll kill this one person who's climbing up the ladder.
Where you are, what you've done. Does it give you purpose? Do you feel fulfilled?
Anyway, so I like to, when I root for teams that I don't have a specific allegiance to, whether I live there or whether I started liking them or something. Like, for example, I really like the Hawks because that was the first basketball game I ever went to, and I've always been pretty loyal to them. Well, shit. I don't know if it's the difficulty or something, but they're not dying immediately. You really gotta hit them good. But when I play sports, I tend to think of myself as very merciless. I try to be nice, I try to have friends and everything, but when I'm on the court, you're not my friend anymore. I want to beat you, and I want to have fun. I'm not a big fan of showboating at all. That's why I kind of don't always like Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry if you're a fan of her. I think she showboats a little too much, and I guess it's hard when you have so many fans to not do that. But I don't really blame them for not putting her on the Team USA for many reasons other than just that. I'm sure there's also like a seniority type thing, and most of them are probably going to retire similarly to the Team USA on the men's side. A lot of them are going to retire after this, so since they're going together, it might be good if they have one last hoorah and all that. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of how they won that World Cup in extra time, which is exactly how Argentina beat Colombia in the final, the Copa America. Extra time, 1 goal, just kill them. They thought they were going to have penalties, and they did not, so I definitely liked that about them as well. So I've always supported the teams, and after playing that FIFA series, I got to learn about the women's German team a lot more. Path to Eden is clear to those who have faith. Join our priestess at this shrine to hear Joseph's word. Together we will return to the garden. So yeah, it was a cool experience. I still support Germany a lot, and I tried to learn the language as well, and I'm still in the process of learning the language. It's just kind of something I want to have. So like I mentioned about the I sometimes think it's really interesting when a team or a player can get you to fall in love with them without you having a link by blood or a link by birth. So that's what Germany is to me. I root for them in a lot of areas of my life, and I just wanted to share that, and I hope to go there one day to visit. Probably not to live. I still really enjoy living in the US, but you never know where life takes you. But I'm definitely still trying to learn the language. I don't want to go until I can speak the language well.
Believe in him. Never lose faith.
The allegiances are a little complicated when they play against each other, and that just is play it by ear. Usually it depends who needs it more, who I like, who is playing more. I try not to be too loyal without reason. Those are definitely the 3 teams I would root for most of the time. The US, Colombia, and Germany. So yeah, and I wore this shirt when Colombia was in the semis against, not Brazil, I think it was Uruguay, and they won, and I was really happy about that, because I wanted them to change their ways from how they had been before. I thought that they would lose too often in important games. Let's see what that badass clothing that we just unlocked was. Heartbreaker. That's a funny looking thing. A baseball, Rainbow Six Siege, Far Cry Primal. I don't know where that was. Voss. Wall of Death. Veteran. Speeder. Viper. Aviator. Oh, there's a lot of these, huh? A troublemaker. Nah, it's not really my style. These are interesting, but I guess I could change it. I did want to change it up, so I could rock the US in the game. I'll rock both at the same time. Believe it or not, you can support more than one team. But I do think it's important to have a favorite in certain aspects. Just a little bit more complicated with country sometimes, because you live in a country. You can live in a city too, sure, but it's I feel like it's a little different. I think I'm going to wait to get this maximum health increase when I get to 9. But yeah, that was just a little bit of something I wanted to share. I usually do side missions, but I'm working on something else right now that's taking up a lot of time, so I'll listen to the voicemail instead, and I'll try and do the side mission next time.
Lorna, honey, if you got any of that lotto money laying around, I'd grab it and go. Something set off the Peggies in a big way, and they're on a rampage. You gotta run.
Cool.
You gotta try this. Best game ever.
No thanks. Like I said, I don't really like the custom stuff. But yeah, I never even got to see the Germans wear this one. When I watched the Euros when they lost to Spain, who eventually won, Spain low-key, they played a little dirty, but they wanted to win, and I get that. I respect it, you know, the tactical foul at the end of the game, get a red card, he was suspended anyway. Carvajal, good move, and you ended up winning the whole tournament. Sorry, England, that just seems to happen. But I'm excited to watch more of the... I watched the American women play the German women, and the Americans won 3-1. It was a pretty good game, and I recognized Alexandra Pop, which was cool, but a lot of the other players have changed. I think Buell is still there. Like I said, 2021 was a long time ago, so maybe I'll pick up another FIFA or EA FC 24 or something in the future, but I got a lot of other stuff to do. But I did see the women wear this one, so I think it's important to watch sports, men and women, to support the athletes and allow them to continue doing what they do and continue to get better. This was a men's jersey, but the women seem to wear it too. Unified as a country is true. We wouldn't be here without a man and a woman, but you know, sometimes there's some special circumstances where you can find other ways to do it, and you can bring more people into your family, and when other people accept you into theirs, there's a lot of different types of family. So on that note, it's been Tog. I hope you enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it is that you're doing. Stay awesome. Peace out.